Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
G energy. Come to me, because I am sleepy. What's going on, good people? Happy Thursday. Let's talk love Thursdays. I am your host, Miss Love Doctor, and this is where love meets. This is where love meets inner beauty, or whatever I be saying. And where there's inner beauty, there is my beautiful co-host. Say what's up, y'all.
Hey.
All right, let me get my stuff together. I am tired, you guys. Okay. I'm not always sleepy, but I'm like exhausted.
A lot.
So this is a place where we believe that love is an essential healing medicine. That's why I am your love prescriber. Mm-hmm. And we don't always talk about love here. We also focus on the fact that love is something that is important and it needs to be shared. So if nobody has told you today that they loved you, we would like to be the first. We love you guys.
Love you
there's
guys
my
so
heart. Put
much.
your heart with my heart.
Big hearts.
So and if you want to be a part of the conversation, please call in 702-551-5261. Drop some hearts. Share this with other humans that have hearts like yourself that might get something out of said conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely no judgment, and keep it respectful if you were to call in. We're trying to figure out all our new systems here.
Yes, because we are not used to this.
I see some hearts. Okay.
So where are you looking? Because I'm over here like
this one is Instagram.
Okay,
Instagram. I want to share it just to my page if possible. But it only goes to the chats. But anyways, we're just trying to figure some things out around the places here, because the peoples of the face and the book was hating on us.
The face and the book. Okay.
So today, you guys know, we always do a check-in, because it's very important for us to check in on each other and make sure that we are living a good life, to the point where if I need to step in and be supportive to you, I have a space to know that I need to step in and be supportive to you, because usually we don't say nothing. You ask, a person is feeling away. How you doing? How you feeling? How can I help you? I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. And it's like, no, you're not. And it's okay that you're not. But we need to be okay with saying that we're not okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know.
So,
I have a problem with that.
Today's check-in is going to be, let's just go on with physical.
Okay. Shit. Physical, she says she's tired.
Let's just go on with physical. I am sleepy. So I feel like, like this retrograde, whatever this one is be doing its thing. Because last April it was a little funky, and the April before that it was a little funky, and but when you have to focus and pay attention of like what's going on around you and the support system that you have. So yeah, like it's been a lot. It's like fires being started, and you're like constantly trying to be a firefighter. So yeah, you get exhausted, you get a little ran down with that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's okay to say that you are feeling tired.
Right?
And I hate the word tired, and I hate the word tired, so I would prefer to use the word sleepy.
Okay.
But I do, my body physically feels like it needs rest. Yeah, but it's like, how much? Jesus, I got stuff to do.
Your body needs, when you're tired, when you need rest, your body will say you need rest.
Push me down all week. All right, how you feeling physically? Where you at with things?
You know what? Besides, I feel like I am approaching, I'm middle-aged now, y'all, and I'm embracing it.
Good Lord.
And I've just been feeling a lot of different, I'm not in the emotion part. I'm just in like the hotness and feeling like I'm burning within and like my bones and stuff. It's been like a lot of different things have just been going on. So physically, I feel like it's time for me to take my butt to the doctor. That's it.
Well, there it is, huh?
So that when we talk about it's time to go to sleep, you feel me? It's time for me to take my butt to the doctor. That's it.
I think it's time for me to go to the therapist. Yeah, because they be testing my gangster. Ooh. So it's like my unhealed self and my now healing self are now having conversations, and my unhealed self is like, "What's up?"
Like, hold on.
What we gonna do about all of this? Because you're moving too slow for me. You know what I mean? And so, the healed self is like, just we gonna work. Everything's going to work itself out.
On the thing, we're
on the right track. Yeah. Just don't trip out.
Be cool.
So, this thought process has been. This thought has been a thing for a couple of weeks, and then I saw an article about it, and then I made a Facebook post about it just to see what people would say. But I was thinking about things that people don't necessarily talk about when they get in a marriage.
Oh, okay.
Right? And let's just keep it real. I'm going to say it's forced down young women's throat to be our dream. It's your dream to get married and have a white picket fence, and
that was,
as a little kid that you strive for, right? And you had a timeline and a deadline and all these things, all these pressures that you put on yourself that are unrealistic. And so a lot of people in their culture, they shame you if you're not married by a certain age, and when you're still not married, you carry this burden with you of like, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I married? Why can't I make said connections or whatever? And some absolutely frown upon marriage, can't stand it, despise it, don't want nothing to do with it. Okay,
like miss me with it.
All the negative outlooks with all the eyes that they can have on marriage, and it's based on probably what they've seen, what they've experienced, what their outlook on marriage looks like because of how other people handled their marriage, and some look at it as simply as a business deal.
Ooh. You wanna be smart when you do it, but I'm just.
And it is big business. I did get some great advice from somebody the other day, and she was like, "Yeah, I married for love this time." I was like, "Okay, I'm listening.
I could see what she mean by that. I can totally
Yeah, like,
mean,
okay, I did
like
the love,
legit.
did the love
I
thing,
did
but
the love thing.
now,
Or
so
before, I didn't do it for love. I did it because
yeah,
it was,
yeah.
you know, but again, we can call a spade when it needs to be, right? Some people, you know, shit.
Well, you know, okay, for
It's
me, two
beneficial
things is
for
it
two
is
people.
big business for me because I love love and I love marriage and performing weddings. So of course, you know, for me to be a part of your moment when you are at the highest peak of your relationship and you're making a vow to that person, it's very magical for you to be able to witness that. You know what I mean? Because you're vowing to be partners in life. You know what I mean? But in my coaching practice as a relationship coach, I absolutely structure my program as a business because everybody needs to know their role in the relationship.
Ooh, thank you. That's what we
If you
don't
know
talk
your role,
about.
you can focus on your strong points and y'all can keep it pushing. But if y'all all over the place and you the CEO one day and then he the CFO the next day and then he messed up the money because he never was supposed to be the CFO to begin with. And everybody knew that. But I want to be the big kahuna. I want to be the chief. Well, be the chief in your department. You know what I'm saying? So therefore you can be great at what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
Like expecting your partner to do so many things when it's like, hey, you should want to know your partner. You're better at this. I'm better at that. Like, let's use our resources because at first, if you're single, you're doing it all yourself. Right?
Yeah.
So when you can learn to delegate, and I feel like that is where you marry for certain, like the business end of it, right? But if you stay with someone long enough, that's how you end up really figuring out we've been doing it wrong this whole time.
the whole entire time because we didn't even talk about what all 4 seasons look like. We know the seasons are going to come. They're not here now. So right now, where you're in the spring and everything is great and the flowers are blooming, but we're not talking about when it's winter and it's cold and it's dark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not focused on all 4 seasons. So how can you even know? And I think really more so, and no shade to you women, but women, y'all be looking for the wedding, not the marriage.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like when you listen to him talk like at my wedding this and
I know.
my wedding that and don't mess up my wedding. This is my day.
But I hate when people that do like mess up. I'm like, girl, this is your day. Again, I used to always wanted to be the married. I wanted to be married. I wanted to have kids. I wanted the white picket fence. I wanted all those things.
Right?
All
Right.
those things. So I can totally understand where you're coming from. Where about the wedding, I was like, to me, if you ain't let me complain to you about my husband and I was crying over this man or just feeling overwhelmed, that's who I want in my wedding. It was never really like the theatrics of it. It was
Yeah.
more of the person that I wanted to like, will this person be there for me, be there for my kids? I'm an abandoned, girl. So I felt like I wanted to make sure that someone was going to stick beside me
Yeah.
and not leave. So, I feel like those are the things that people really should be looking for versus just the theatrics.
Yeah.
Because that fades away. That
It's
one
a
day that
great
you
wedding.
paid $40,000 for people to come to see y'all and y'all married, y'all
not got into a
divorced.
fight at the end of at the reception.
Girl. Yes. Your
Yeah,
bridesmaids
because,
are sleeping
you
with
gotta-
each other
you
and
got-
shit
whoa,
like
whoa.
So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because all about marriage is not gumdrops and butterflies and jelly beans, and
It's not.
it gets uncomfortable sometimes, painful sometimes, but that does not mean that you should be so easy to fall out of love with that person and ultimately generate resentment within your marriage. You know what I'm saying? So is marriage a phase? Is it a fad? Or you want to do it just to say you did it like, because I got the ring. You know what I mean? Like, or people just doing it to say that they have it done. But today we will have those conversations about some real things that happens within the marriage.
Okay.
And, all you hear people say is it's work. It's hard. And it's like, I get that, but how hard should it be?
Yeah.
I do know that work is a real thing. Like, you got to work every day on yourself. So, you're going to have to work every day in a marriage. But love is a major factor, but you will need to have conflict resolution. You're going to have money management skills, patience, compromise, and the willingness just to be together and work through any and everything as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so you have to flat out want to be in agreement to want to be with this other human.
Ooh.
I mean, I feel like it's just that simple. Like, you want me? You want me?
You love me? You love me?
Show me. And so, beauty, for the sake of this conversation, you are the married one.
Aww.
Yes. So, and you have been for a very long time. So make sure that, you can kind of be the voice for the other married people out there, the humans.
I'm happy I'm in the better stage of my marriage.
Come through a better stage.
Because, I don't want to, be in the feelings and then you giving wrong information, when
like,
you on the other side of the rainbow.
Let me tell you. Leave. No.
Exactly. Abort.
And I know I have that bad. You call me, not you and you saying you, but I'm saying if a person is calling me and they telling me all these things, I'm like, well where we at with it? I'm ready for you to be at the bottom line. And I had to learn that. I was talking to a friend some years ago, and she was telling me like all this bad stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, what do you need to do? Like, you want to move into my house? Like, what? Like, I'm ready to help you with the solution, and but I know that I'm a solution based person, so that makes sense. But I had to learn to pump my brakes. You know what I mean? Yeah, you telling me all these bad things, but she wasn't ready to leave. And when I started making preparations and to help her and everything, she was like, wait. Yeah, I'm not leaving my husband.
I'm just, right now is right now,
I was like, oh. Well, the things he's doing, I think they're worth leaving for. but let me pump the
that's
brakes.
what I'm leaving for. Okay.
I'm like, okay, I got this bitch a pallet. I got her. Like, obviously you're in distress. You know what I mean? So how do I fix that? Yeah. But that was some years back, and that's when I really sat back and like, you got to learn to just listen. They don't care about your solution sometimes.
Yeah, we just want to vent for the ones that it's like I'm just in this moment and I don't want to necessarily vent to him because it starts our argument. So let me just vent so I can like really get the point across that I was trying to, or the feeling that I wanted my husband to understand, And I love that when it's not okay for, and this is something that I feel like a lot of people do, not intentionally, but it happens, right? That we dump so much of like our negative stuff on people.
Oh, yeah.
Especially just to get it off of you, but we're not thinking about what we are either presenting to the other person about your spouse, because like, unless the person really knows your spouse, like, nah, okay. Because again, some people do act different behind closed doors. Like, you will not know a person behind closed doors sometimes, but for the most part, you don't want to create like, I'm frustrated right now and I'm just venting, and it's nice.
And I think it's important, people in couples, please remember that, lead with that.
Yeah.
Lead with that. You know what I mean? Because you telling your friend, somebody who loves you dearly and do not want to see a thing happen to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't get mad at your friend because your friend is wanting to be, what I'm saying?
Concerned about you. And
it's concerned about your well-being. You know what I mean? Because clearly your mental health is a little rocky.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, lead with that. Like, listen, everything is good, but right now I'm frustrated and I just need to vent. I think people would be like, okay, well, go ahead, girl.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell
me what's up? What's going on?
Exactly.
And they won't have all this things to say. Now, I will tell you, if you tell me something about your spouse that I don't think I need to hear, don't you tell me that anymore. I don't want to hear about that. Let's not go down that road. There's certain things. We've been there. Yeah. We've been there. She and Garrett told me anyway. But and when she brings it up, I was like, I thought we had an agreement. I thought we had an agreement. She think it's funny.
But I mean, hey,
everybody has their boundaries.
We ain't want to talk about boundaries. Boundaries only show up when other people tell you about it. It'd be like, okay,
that is the thing. That is the thing.
It's like, wait, so
now you got a boundary from my boundary. Like after I brought up the boundary, but you didn't.
Okay.
All right.
You know, so that I just, you know.
All right. So, you guys that are married, have been married, studied marriage. I don't know. Should we let the people who study marriage?
Please
Maybe
join us. Let
us know some things that we do not normally talk about in marriage that needs to be talked about.
Yes.
So,
okay.
I do have a little tiny list that I put together.
Okay.
And so, you know how we do. Mm-hmm. So, I had to put the good ones on top. We were going ahead and put the good ones on top, and then we'll put them on there.
Okay.
And so, what you gain, I feel, that you don't talk about is genuine companionship. We are designed as humans to go through life with other humans, and you are supposed to have a companion to live life with.
True.
So I think that's something that the people don't talk about. It's like, what's the purpose of me getting married? Okay, and don't.
I love
when you hear, and I'm just gonna say it, majority men. I'm pretty sure women say it too, because I'm not gonna just say one sex, but I've heard it from men as far as like, well, when I get older and I get sick, I'm gonna need somebody to take care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not a companion. That's a nurse. And you can hire that.
Well, you know, my birthday twin said he got a nurse fund.
What
when
that mean?
He gets older. Like, he puts money aside so then that way he can have somebody take care of him if he's just a player the rest of his life.
What? Who's your birthday twin?
Ray J. I hate that shit. I'm like, damn, but he's smart because that's thinking ahead. That's just the only. He's like, I know I'm gonna be me. He's like, I know I'm gonna be me. And if I fuck up with it, if I mess up with anyone else, whatever that it looks like, at least I have enough for someone I can pay well to take care of me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, that's smart.
Yeah. But do what you gotta do, I guess. But I think you wait till you get older, and then it's like the light bulb clicks, like, oh, we should have been having someone to do all this with. Now I have all these riches, I have all these houses, and I'm just walking around in my fluffy robe by myself. And a little dog or a cat. What how they say women gonna have cats, but more people have dogs than anyone. I'm not your nurse with coochie.
Hey, you pay well. That may be your business deal. That may be your business.
I just goes and take care of his mans and let him smell my coochie.
Okay, he can't even do nothing with it. I just, I just make sure I wipe it good and keep him clean.
Oh
and,
my goodness, wipe it good. I was gonna say generational curses, but I put generational connections. Because of the links that need to be broken from the curse. Now with new, healthier relationships, it shows the other generations beneath us what it looks like, so that they know what to strive for versus, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Girl. Yeah, that was ours. Okay, that was our error.
Yeah, they definitely be saying,
me.
I don't even know if we can say anymore. I'm like I told myself I don't want to curse. So
I know, and then we just started.
Maybe this might help me minimize my. I've been working on it for like a year now. God ain't through with me yet. Damn it!
I've been working on this since 7th grade. I be like, dang. As soon as I've been able to start saying it, I didn't feel like I was in trouble. I'm just like, I love it.
I can say shit.
Yeah. Razzle dazzle.
Another one that I'm thinking of is leaving a legacy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hell yeah, I believe in that. That is one of the mission statements that I wanted to have for my family. It is. It's like coming from something that you had your hand out for a lot of things. You want to be able to not have to ask people. You want to be able to make your kids self-sufficient. Like, choosing a good partner will help in that, aid you in that as well.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you see?
Yes.
Because it's more.
You know what? Because I looked for certain things, right? And I know we supposed to do that in dating, and I would look like, I need to know when I was thinking about having children, what type of grandparents they were going to have.
You do say that.
I was paying attention to your mama and your daddy and your sister and your brother. Like, I can't be sending my baby over there with grandma and she be acting up and cutting up. And
oh yeah, I'm not trusting
no.
I know. I was just telling, like, from the way that I grew up, it was hard for me to not see that before people that were good. You know, like, it was hard for me to, like, well, that's not, well, I don't trust that. I mean, y'all look nice, but y'all seem like a good family. Y'all seem like, you know, y'all are close knit, but I'm like, do I want to leave my kids by themselves with you? Like, that was a trust thing that I had to really learn how to make sure. But I always tried to empower my kids. Hey, you talk to me about anything. You ain't got to, you know, like, if I leave you here, if I can't help you in the moment, you tell me as soon as you see me.
Yeah.
Because there are certain things I can't stop them from going to my husband's parents' place. I'm comfortable with my mom, you know, but having that whole other layer of, like, that's my child. And I didn't come from that family. They didn't raise me. That I ain't seen how that was a scary time.
Even though you had a child with
their child.
Yeah, with their child.
That's their child.
Yeah,
I know their child, but I don't know them. Like, to me, that was a scary part. They seemed cool, but again, it was a lot of people that seemed cool that did me wrong. So for me, it's kind of like the people that was closest to me, you know. So that part, I just had to learn how to. It's okay to not have drama. It's okay to not have all the crazy stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel that. Golden Heart Woman. I think that's my boo thing, Keisha. She said, ladies need to look for a man who wants to be a husband.
That is true. That is true.
It's like, don't try and change a player into a husband. That's a lot of work.
You remember how you, like, Marquita, sometimes you just like the like. You love the love, you know? Like, you can't just choose everybody. Like, everybody don't get, yeah. Like, you don't have to, everybody don't have to give you don't have to give everybody an A. You don't have to do, you know, like, any of those things. But you want somebody that wants to be, like, when I talked to my husband when we got older and we talked about, you know, issues, he's like, well, a man will, when he's ready to be that, that's when he'll become that.
But at the same time, it's like, why get in this when you gonna make a decision to be ready for something?
True. But it's we gotta hold these people accountable, no matter what. It's our choice, because we think that the person,
this is true,
because they are a man, we want him to be that knight in shining armor. We don't care that he is his own self, that he has his own flaws, he has his own triggers, he has his own things that he's been through. It's that, no, I want the white picket fence. You said you liked me. I want to have that white picket fence with you. You haven't proved or shown or even really acquired.
Gave me nothing to say you know how to open a fence. Let's not build a fence.
And you will stay with those people until they do you wrong.
Potential. Okay. Yeah, you're in love with the potential of a person.
Yep.
Ooh,
and women, we gotta stop doing that. Women gotta stop doing that.
There. And what about when you know the potential ain't there either? Oh God, I need to go to therapy. But we're humans, and that I always talk about the fact that we bring two lives together.
It is true.
2 whole ass lives together. Like, and you expect me in all of this life that I have to just be swept under the rug, or I don't know what you want me to throw it over the bridge so that I can perfectly fit into this life, when reality is that we need these 2 lives to fit together and understand each other in their whole life.
Yeah.
Not just, like you said,
just
the potential of them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so they can mesh respectfully, and it doesn't always look pretty.
Exactly. That meshing part is what you're choosing to focus on is what I've learned. It's choosing what to focus on. We know that there are real things that should not happen in a relationship, and that's always up to somebody to choose, right? But for the most part, when you are trying to choose a husband or be a wife, there are some things that we put our own selves through because we say we want this, but our actions are not really saying that that's what we want. And we're either financially bound and you end up being roommates, and that's a a whole nother issue. But that is most of the time that happens. Kids, our autonomy changes, or our everything changes.
Yeah.
In a woman, in a man, because that's a kid. That's somebody that he now has to be responsible for. That these are all things that they go through, that we go through as human beings when we create another human being.
That's deep. That's deep to have to. I don't know. I was just talking to some people about it that are recently new parents and soon to be parents, and it's almost like what is that initial feeling? You were not anyone's parent yesterday, and now you are a whole mother or a father or whatever. So, I guess I was trying to say that we all are human and we make mistakes, and people do shit that you would not always like.
Hell yeah. Being with somebody for 20-something years, yeah, there's been a lot. Heck yeah. I think but that's where that commitment comes in. It's hard. And not in like the hard ways of like, but it is hard seeing people that you love go through either chapters in their life that they're not the happiest, that they show up in a different way that they normally don't. Just me going through the changes. I'm going through changes. Okay? Like legit, he's gonna have to deal with those changes. It's true. It's true.
So funny.
Going through change.
You gotta understand that being annoyed with somebody, it doesn't mean that you're falling out of love with them either. Yeah.
It's like, hey, today I'm like, I just need 10, just give me a minute, baby. Okay. Just make me something to eat. That's what I think you notice when I put on my baby face, my baby voice.
Yes, you do.
Right. And it's just, it's an innate, like when I do that, and I notice a lot of women do it. A lot of women, married women that I've seen, that's what they do. My grandma did it like, hey, babe, can I get would you do like, and I don't know why, but it just softens what I'm asking. Either I want the garage. Hey, you remember that time that I wanted to get it? I just feel like it's certain things that really I think guys like it. The husbands like it because they used to us doing that. As long as we not like, why, babe, I need you to, like, we're not doing that. But it's just a different way that I see a lot of women when they want that softer side for their husbands to see, like, we're not, I just want you to do something for me,
Are you only using the baby voice?
When you want something, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. My husband know what you want. Oh, well, since you asked, I need the garage. Or you remember the lights went out on this. Or you remember this we talked about like a week or two ago. Still haven't got done. But I do want some Baskin Robbins and I do want a booty rub. These are things that we all ask.
Well, I know that another thing is that when you have selfish behaviors, we can't always say this is a mistake. People mess up. So the only reason why I put that there is because I just said we're human. And you do make mistakes. There are little legit things that are a mistake. And then there's some things that are like, I did that shit, but I got caught. I didn't really think he was going to see that I hid this thing right here, whatever it may be. But you can't use that as, oh, well, I'm human.
Yeah, you can't use that.
I'm going to make mistakes. True. Yeah, you are. However, the same one, though.
Yeah.
It begins to be a choice after so long.
Yeah.
And
just tell me that you choosing that. And then if I'm okay with that, I'm okay with that. Like we ain't gotta tissel and tassel about it. I know I ain't going nowhere. You know that I'm not going nowhere. So it's just the communication part. But I think that that's where people get scared. And again, for certain reasons, it happens in those type of ways. And
Right. And the person is not going to always be 110%, especially the way you were when you met.
I hope not. I don't want nobody the same 20 years. I don't want you to still be that 17-year-old or that 20-year-old that I hope not. Like, no. Heck no. I want you to grow, whether it's good or bad, because the bad has to come out. And when it does, that's either an opportunity to say, like, well, what did we learn from this?
Right.
Right. Again, I feel like being married so young, the issues that we had were we were doing young shit. We were kids trying to be adults, thinking that this person was going to be the everybody, the everything. And that's unfair to the people that you love, that you expect them to be the everything. I don't think it is okay for you have your guys' time. You should have your girls' time. You should be able to have your autonomy. So then that way you're not stressed about it. Yeah. You're not annoyed that your husband don't want to talk to you for an hour. Your girlfriends do, You're not going to be annoyed that, like you forgot the little things, but your girlfriends don't, So trying to make your partner fit and be everything is where we get our issues.
It's unrealistic.
It is unrealistic, and I learned that this year. That's why I feel I'm over the rainbow. I'm telling you, being over that rainbow on the other side is a really nice feeling.
That's what's up. And I think that brings me to the next one is basically speak about the moment when you're in the moment versus waiting 2 months or 6 years to be like, well, this thing, and you carrying it with you, but it builds.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It builds.
That's a fester. Mm-hmm.
And like you said earlier, you both will change and grow throughout the marriage. And that's like, your priorities will change. Always either trying to find a new job, sometimes for males, taking care of the kids, sometimes for females, conflicting schedules, activities that your kids and you want to pursue. I thought I wanted to be a nurse. I don't.
Going back to
you
school.
realize you in school, you hate it, and now you want to do something else. Like your priorities might change, but you still need the person to be supportive in what that is.
Yes.
Personal growth, and that's individually and jointly, because you grow as a human, but you should be growing together as well.
Yeah. Especially, but that's again the things that we don't talk about is what those growths are. Like, what are you interested in now, babe? What is something that I can support you in? Right? Yeah. I was cracking up because he was like, we were watching slap boxing. He's like, I would want to do. I'm like, babe, really? You want to be okay with somebody? You can slap somebody, but you got to get slapped back. I just want to know, like, it's two things. It's not just one thing that you doing. You want me to support you?
So what happens when you get slapped?
Like, and then I'm supposed to just watch it, like, to see it, but it's a sport. And I'm like, oh, I know you got them long arms, baby, and them hands is big. And I never want to feel how that feels. But it's just kind of like, well, if that's what you want me to support you in, you like, bring it up. Let's see. Okay. Keep your beard. Make sure it stays,
so they don't sting, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just watching. It was crazy watching that.
Yeah. And guess what? Loving each other on all the levels. Because like you said, there's going to be so many levels in life. And like you say, you might be low, you might be high, you might be in the middle, you might be teeter-tottering, and the scale is going back and forth. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I love this.
Man, it's like it is. That's that commitment part. That's the commitment part of like, we're not always going to get along. We're not always going to see eye to eye, but I made a commitment to you. I'm not going to abandon you as long as those parameters that you have set for yourself and your relationship are met.
And being okay with what did you just say? You said something. You said something. I was like, okay, let me piggyback on that. But
being okay,
whatever it is, be all right with it. Because at the end of the day, what does it look like when the honeymoon phase ends? Then what? You know what I mean? You looking upside each other's head thinking like, Well, the thrill is gone.
Yeah, I don't really like she don't pick her clothes up. I don't really like that she leave her stuff all over the place. That's where the honeymoon phase
Like,
is
are you
really
picking your nose?
Yeah. Like you brushing your teeth with my toothbrush, they be like, wait, what?
Well, know what? Is this really a thing? Because this is. I keep hearing about this.
It's true. I do it.
With your husband's toothbrush.
Yes. For sure. I mean, you share bodily fluids with these people on a day-to-day basis.
I understand,
so
but where is yours? Like, they usually are sitting there next to each other. No. Y'all just share one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many germs are in the human mouth?
Yeah. It's on my mouth. It's on his. We share it together.
I mean, good Lord. Okay.
I see my grandparents.
I didn't hear. Like I just never heard of it until like recently. And somebody was like, "Please don't use my toothbrush." And he was like, "Why would I use your toothbrush?"
And that's if that is what y'all, because you got to have like a certain type of fit, like, you know, like you have to be, I don't know. You have to be comfortable with that. If you're a germaphobe, you're not going to share your toothbrush with another germaphobe. You're just not.
Yeah, we can share the same mouth cleaning routine. So we know like what's happening with both of our mouths.
Me and my husband share a plate. We share a fork. We share, you know, and where was I at? I was with a couple and they just noticed me and my husband. They're like, oh, you guys do that? Oh, well, you guys do that? I'm like, this is just naturally happening. I didn't know that was something that people would notice that we do. They're like, oh, see, babe.
That they wouldn't do.
Yeah, the see, babe. She's feeding him. Like, she's, you know, with her fork that she put in her mouth. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, but that's our relationship, you know? Mm-hmm. And if that is what you want sometimes with somebody, just say, hey, well, I can feed you with your fork.
I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but like,
but some people are like that.
I get it. And then the business of marriage, we do got to get into that.
It's big bucks. Baby.
Money. No, not really. It's in your marriage, the business in your marriage that needs to be taken care of.
True.
Not the fact of people getting married to get divorced and all that for the big business. I'm saying to have honest conversations about money management.
True. I don't think we talked about that at all.
What it looks like if you lose a job.
Yeah. No.
How are we blending and mixing our incomes? Who's paying what bill? How are we going to secure it? What does it look like in the future to make more money?
Mm-hmm.
Together, separately, you know, whatever. So raising children. Just because y'all have a sex and may have a baby, you got to talk about how you want to raise the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that need to be number one.
I mean, I think that's why you should choose the partner that you choose, because you have the same type of ideology that you want for your kids. Like, I wouldn't have married Marcus if he wasn't a Christian, right? I wouldn't have married him if he was a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but my parents are. I probably, you know, I would want, if I was a Jehovah's Witness and he wasn't, I wouldn't want to have a kid with him, because I know that that's my beliefs and I want to be able to give my kids that. So that was something that I wasn't a Jehovah's Witness. So therefore I was like, I'm okay with, I want my kids to know the Bible. I want them to know the different things like that. But do I want them to be super religious? No.
Yeah.
I want them to find that on their own as they understand the concept of what they're reading. So to me, it was like, let me teach them the basic, like, you know, and are you on page with that? Yeah, I'm on page with that. Cool. We have Bible studies. We have like, we, especially during the pandemic, but that's something that one thing that maybe kept us together as long as we have, because we don't play about those kids. We don't play about how we want them to be raised. We don't play with the things that we want to teach them. These are the things that are non-negotiables to us.
What about spending habits?
I think we have our own things that we
lack of teamwork. You know, you may have one person pulling the boat and the other person lazy, ain't doing nothing, or rowing the other way.
True.
Making it hard for you to get ahead.
Yeah. And
especially
I think that
if
we
they
didn't
have
really get to see that.
The ego and pride and the imposter syndrome. I think that's a thing.
We do need to talk about it, though, y'all. Y'all do need to talk about finances. I really don't think that. I think that was one of our hardest thing in our marriage, was understanding money. and what it really looked like, you know. Especially, I didn't see that with my parents. I just knew that my mom took care of a lot of the things that he didn't take care of. So I'm like, okay, well, shit, he doing his part, my mama doing her part. But that wasn't the case when I grew up and found out that that wasn't the case, you know. So it's kind of like, oh, well, as long as you help with this, as long as you do that, I mean, I feel like, you know. But still, that's hard, trying to tell people how you spend your money. I know it was,
but is it? I mean, I guess it's if we
vulnerability.
are a team. If we're a team, it's not me telling you how to spend your money. This is what needs to happen for the both of us, not just for me. I'm coming into this thing and I need to tell you like, well, you know, we got to pay this bill and this bill and this bill and this bill, and they like,
well, I only got enough for this. So you're like, wait a minute. What would you? Yeah.
We still got this. You better mail ho gigolo it. I don't know what to tell you, but
when I used to work at a lot of clothing stores, I would overspend. I would overspend, and I would feel like, okay, well, let me just lie and say what I didn't have, right? Because I'm gonna spend it on something else. But that created an imbalance between me and my spouse. Because it was like, hey, I'm working just like you. I need help as well with some of these other things said. And I'm like, well, I already spent it. It's already gone. I put the kids in this. I bought them all. I was reckless, girl. I was reckless. Trying to
spending money.
But I had to have a conversation. If it's going to jeopardize our livelihood and how we want to raise our kids, it's not worth it.
It makes sense. Arguments will happen. Some of them will be dumb. Some of them, most times things are not always an argument. It could be a disagreement that humans have, and you could talk about something that I don't agree, and it's okay.
This show is almost over. I just want to tell you that I had this right here. I was like, why do I can't hear myself? Why?
I just heard you.
That's crazy.
You might not like each other all the time.
True.
During the marriage. But it's how you're feeling about them in the moment. And the big one is intimacy levels. I think how they fluctuate over time. And they can fluctuate through various of things and reasons, right? Sickness, grieving, age, children, stress, exhaustion. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even know in the moment that's why your intimacy level has fluctuated because you're in it.
Yeah. It'd be
like,
like,
let's
dang,
say
it's
stress
3 months or not 3 months, but it's been 3 weeks or a week. Like, dang, we ain't even had no time to connect. Wait a minute. So
the mindset is not there. The mind ain't connected to the body and whatever that looks like. And then that goes to sex drive. Like, that changes with age. And we would, the erectile dysfunction keeps coming up. It's a conversation. And menopause. I feel like at this age, these are the two conversations that are dropping in my lab.
Man,
often.
I think that's our next show, bro.
And what if you, in knowing, even if you brand new in the marriage, like, what does intimacy look like to your partner? You know what I mean? Like, how are you fulfilling each other's needs? You don't even know what they need if you don't even talk to them about what they want. So how do they want to feel connected? Is it holding hands? Is it gazing into each other's eyes? Like, what is that? What does that look like for you? And you might have to be okay with whatever they say might be weird to you.
What like, I'm like, elaborate, please.
I don't know. I don't know how far you want my mind to go, but they may want to feel comfortable with telling you something that you are not used to doing.
Oh, okay.
You never even thought about doing it.
Yeah.
And maybe once upon a time you frowned upon doing it. But if this is something that this partner you're choosing, you might have to be,
Yeah, but they should have told. I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right, because if that's just an acquirement that just happened, how would I be able to?
It's probably not just happened. It's probably something they've been afraid to mention to you.
I know.
Just based off of your reaction, they don't know what you're going to say or how you're going to treat them or how you're going to look at them going forward.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Like, that most people be like, oh my God, ew, like sharing toothbrushes. I'm just like, that could be intimate for you guys.
That is. I'm like,
but like licking feet, like there's some people who love to lick feet, and some people are like,
don't do that.
That's gross.
Yeah, that is for me. Don't do that. I'm just saying that, but again, that's how I know these are the things that we ain't eating it. We ain't doing none of those type of things because that's not what we're into. So I'm okay with we. I'm gonna say me and my spouse. We ain't into that.
Okay, we gonna see.
You better not try to spring that on me, bro.
Like I was watching the show, and you got to be okay with this shit. I'm about to spring on you.
Yeah.
And you got to remember that life does become a routine because we are grown adults and we have to go to work and we got to do the things that we got to do on a daily basis. So you can't be like, this spouse is boring now. If you got a life that you have to live, it's not like I can't be jumping off the chandelier every day. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be okay with that. You can't think that life is going to be full of excitement at all times. But you do have to find things that excite you guys, even during the monotony of life.
You ain't lying.
You know what I mean? Stuff that you could do solo and you can do together. And I don't think that outside connections is like, oh, well, you said give me something to do solo. So don't try to use that as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? And you got to choose that person every single day.
Yep.
Every day. You got to wake up and choose that person.
Yep.
Because if you don't, you're already halfway out.
You're not in it. If you are not choosing that person every day, to be honest, you're really not in it. You're there. You're occupying space. You're
roommates. You turn into roommates.
Yeah. You're holding that person hostage, knowing that you have no intentions to want to grow back in love or grow with that person. You're just holding space.
Yeah. And children's they don't fix relationships or marriages.
They don't, but they help.
They
help see. I feel like they do not save it, but they help you see that this is just a part of life, right? And when your parameters of the person that you're choosing to continue to say yes to, certain things just have to stay met, right? And again, you have your non-negotiables. I don't think I have any. So, I mean, I do. I have one. You know, you can't have a kid on me. That's the only thing. And that's crazy to say that's the only thing that you can do.
Forgiveness. I got that in there.
You know,
I put find your non-negotiables, and there'll be disappointments. But what you're saying about children, I do want people to understand the fact that like those that are like, we're just staying together for the kids. Kids are not
stupid.
I was gonna say unintelligent. Like they know they're energetic human beings just like you. And so they can feel your energy. They know. And if you staying in it for the kids, but y'all don't have this nice, healthy connection, you still showing them what an unhealthy marriage looks like.
Yes. And how to
even
treat
though you
other
don't
people.
argue in front of each other, but y'all don't hold hands, y'all don't talk, you don't laugh, you don't hang out, you don't hug, you don't kiss because y'all don't like each other.
Yeah.
But you're like, we're just staying in it for the kids.
Yeah.
So,
and when people say like don't argue in front of your kids, it's a way that you can have a disagreement and let them
they see what that looks like.
So they can see how you process that. Like my husband's not yelling at me. I'm not calling him out his name. He ain't putting his hands on me. So those are the things like, yeah, you can see me. I'm not happy with what we're talking about or what's going on, but I'm going to, respect them to be able to see the full and then they see me hug and they see us kiss and they see us
bring it together.
Bring it back. You have to.
Gross. You got to bring it back together. So, yeah, I definitely was thinking, what are those things so that people who are married, you can shed some light on some things. And those who are looking to get married, you have other things to look forward to besides.
Oh, my God. When you get into that, it's so many great things to really look for when you have your partner in crime for life.
Yeah.
The whole little Bonnie and Clyde in the best ways. In the best ways, because the world has it out for us. I'm just going to say, for my skin color, they have it out for us. And to know that someone is waiting for me when I get home, someone is happy to see me and really truly want to love me, that's all you can ask for in a mate.
All right. Well, that's our show, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Let's Talk Love. We will be having an anniversary party because we've been on the air for 3 years. So y'all been rocking out with us. We appreciate y'all. Next Thursday, 6 o'clock.
Bye.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot 7025fm.com.